Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
she doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
On today's episode of Around Town, see the unveiling of a new program that shows us how recycling is one simple act that can help better our community. Then we'll head to Cleveland Hopkins International Airport for the announcement of the brand new Jetblue Airways.
Welcome, my name is Randall Scott. I'm the Commissioner for the Division of Waste Collection for the City of Cleveland, Department of Public Works. And I'd like to thank you for joining us today as we here to talk about and celebrate recycling and kick off a new campaign to reinforce Cleveland's commitment to recycling. Recycling is not new to Cleveland. We've had an active program now for 5 years or more. And we've provided our residents with over 120,000 recycling carts to make it an easy endeavor to recycle. We are in the 5th year of our 5-year campaign, and in our 5th year, we'll end in October of this year. We're going to add an additional 18,000 households to the 120,000 households that already have recycling carts. It's amazing how much we've been able to accomplish over the last 5 years. Right now, we're averaging about 15,000 tons of recyclables each year processed through our Ridge Road transfer station. And today I am proud to say that our city was selected by the Recycling Partnership, a national nonprofit organization that is funded by industry groups and companies including Alcoa, American Chemistry Council, Coca-Cola, and Novelis, just to name a few. All of these entities are interested in improving the City of Cleveland's recycling rate. What we like to do is increase our recycling rate from somewhere around 13% where we are now over the next 12 months and get up to around 26%, diverting our recyclables and garbage and waste from the landfill. It's our goal to increase our participation at the residential level, to reduce our contamination by educating our residents on the proper ways to recycle, and finally to increase our diversion rate, which will lower our landfill costs overall and be a help to our budget and to the city. So what I'd like to do is, thanks to this public partnership that we've developed with the Recycling Partnership, we're able to develop a new campaign. And at this time, I'd like to introduce our friend and partner, Keith Harrison, from the Recycling Partnership. And she is the chief, if I got your title right, you're the Chief and Global Manager of Sustainability. All right. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you very much. Good morning. My name is Keith Harrison. I'm the Executive Director of the Recycling Partnership. We're a national nonprofit dedicated to helping communities bolster and grow their recycling programs. Since 2003, we've been working across the country, and we're so pleased today to announce our partnership with the City of Cleveland. today we're not just recognizing how exciting recycling is in the city, we're recognizing the city of Cleveland. They've taken the hard steps to ensure that citizens across the community have access to recycling through roll carts, large roll carts that enable anything that you need to put into the bin to go where it's intended to go. By rolling out these carts, they've done the hard work so that citizens can do the simple act of recycling and making that an everyday habit. The good people of Cleveland who do recycle are part of a bigger system, a system that develops feedstocks for manufacturing. Today's cans become tomorrow's cans, or even car parts. Today's plastic bottles can return into tomorrow's plastic bottles, or even carpeting and clothing, paper to paper, or sometimes even to insulation. All around us, materials are made out of recycled content because of good programs like the City of Cleveland who help to supply those feedstocks. So recycling is not just about saving natural resources, it's also about the economy and jobs. And so today we're here to celebrate Cleveland's good work and commend them on their dedication and their ongoing efforts to improve the recycling for the city. But we would be remiss if we didn't send a special thank you to Terrell Cole, who's done, where is he? There you, who's worked over the past year to help us really bridge this public-private partnership, to Janita McGowan, to Randall Scott, and also to Michelle Harvanik. So today we celebrate Cleveland with this one simple act for recycling. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce the Chief of Sustainability, Ms. Janita McGowan.
Good morning. Thank you to KEEP and the Recycling Partnership. As a longtime recycler, I know firsthand how easy it is to recycle, but I also know that many of our residents are confused about how to recycle properly. This new campaign we are launching today is called One Simple Act, and it encourages residents to do one simple thing to make Cleveland a better place to live and work and raise a family, and that one simple act is to recycle, and to recycle correctly. So here you see our One Simple Act logo and campaign on our truck and our pop-up banner here. Recycling is one simple act, and in Cleveland, recycling begins at home. Help make Cleveland a better place by simply putting metal, plastic, paper, cartons, and glass loose into your blue recycling cart. It's a simple act with a big benefit. So why recycle? Recycling is one of the easiest ways to help our city and the environment. Just fill your recycling cart with our accepted items and wheel it out to the curb on your collection day. It's that easy. Participating in the recycling program and recycling everything that we accept makes a difference in Cleveland, and it's more important now than ever. In Cleveland, we're really lucky to have something called no-sort recycling. We have single-stream recycling, which means you can just put all of your recycling items loose into the cart, eliminating all of the guesswork. But please, don't bag your recyclables. As I said earlier, Cleveland residents do know about recycling, and they do recycle, but we know we can do better. As part of our campaign, we would like to significantly improve our recycling rates, and we'll be tracking our progress. With everyone's help, we think we can at least double our rate. So today, I challenge all Clevelanders to do one simple act by putting all of their loose recyclables in their recycling carts. This includes items that you're used to recycling, like aluminum cans, glass bottles, newspapers, and cardboard. But you should also include other items that maybe you don't know you're supposed to recycle, like shampoo bottles, food and beverage cartons, and empty paper towel rolls. To check to see what you can recycle, check out our new webpage at onesimpleactcleveland.com. The campaign materials, which you're going to start to see around town, are going to include directions leading everyone back to onesimpleactcleveland.com to learn more about how to recycle and how to recycle properly. We'll be launching the campaign with this new website, frequently asked questions, a fact sheet, a video public service announcement, recycling truck signs, utility bill stuffers, and more. We're really excited to get the word out. Now I'd like to invite Keith and all the other officials here today to join me in some photos. Thank you.
Around Town, we'll be right back.
told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
First of all, thanks a lot for coming out for what I think is will prove to be one of the more important press conferences that this airport has held, not just in a very long time, but I'll say in the history of this airport. We've spent many years trying to woo or lure or convince, or we didn't bribe, recruit, a lot of things to try to get JetBlue to become a member of our family. I'm being told you can't hear me. To become a member of the Cleveland Hopkins International Airport family. We announced a few months ago that they're committed to coming, and so today we're here to celebrate the inaugural flight out of Cleveland. This is their 88th city, and so we should feel special to be a part of their family. So let's give JetBlue. You know, JetBlue is not just another airline to have as a part of our family. You know, they consistently place at the top of customer service rankings, regardless of who's doing the ratings. They are consistently at the top, if not the top, and they do that while maintaining very, very, very competitive fares and a very highly appreciated quality customer service. Now, I happened to ride in on the flight from Boston this morning, and you see, Rob can witness this. Rob is one of the officials with JetBlue, and I think Susan Glazer is around here somewhere. She's with the plane dealer. She also rode on the plane with me. And for almost the entire flight, I was able to ride with my legs crossed. Now, I'm 6'2", and that's not easy to do on an airplane. And so that's just one indication as to how special the experience is when you travel on a JetBlue aircraft. So they're not just good equipment, they're also good people. And so we're also happy to have them as a member of our team, because I think they will go a long way in terms of influencing the customer service culture that we're trying to establish in this airport and across this airport system. So we're very excited to have JetBlue as a part of our family. And we're looking forward to a very long, and Todd would have me say, growing relationship. Right, Stryker? Okay. All right, but you're not here to listen to me, because you know I'm happy. You want to hear from JetBlue, and so we have with us Marty St. George. That's if he still has a voice, because he was on the airplane. Interviewing just now, and I'm sure he had a lot to say. But he's going to come to the podium, and he's going to speak on behalf of JetBlue, and I'm sure he will share with you how excited they are as well to add Cleveland to the family. And then I'll come up and introduce the next speaker. Marty.
All right, Ricky, thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. All of us at JetBlue are, I'm just going to pick this up. What do you think, Slider? Can you pick this up? Okay, just going to pick this up. That's good. We're good. We're all very excited to be back here for our first ever flight at Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. When we came and announced, he's a full-service mascot. It's actually very impressive. When we came and announced in December that we were coming to Cleveland, we said we saw great opportunities in this marketplace. We didn't really know what we were saying. We did not realize that when we would announce our sale fair in Cleveland, we broke all of JetBlue's sales records for sales fares for new cities. Thank you, Slider. And because of that, because of the way you guys welcome JetBlue, before we even started service to Boston, we added our service to Fort Lauderdale, which also has broken records for our advanced sales. So thank you very, very much, Cleveland. So with Boston and Fort Lauderdale, we're offering Ohioans two great destinations. Boston, which is our second biggest focus city, offers connections all across the eastern seaboard. Also connections to a lot of our partner airlines. We can fly to Europe, Africa, Asia, etc. Also Fort Lauderdale, not just a great destination in South Florida, also a gateway to the Caribbean, Latin America, Central America. So we're very excited about all the access we'll be giving everybody in Cleveland. So starting very, very soon with the flight boards, people from Northeast Ohio will get an opportunity to travel a little bit nicer, a little easier, and definitely cheaper. Historically, to get low fares in this part of the state, you had to drive 50, 75 miles to Akron, or you had to endure service on airlines that kind of tough to call it service. That is not the experience on JetBlue. And by the way, we have 100 seats in this airplane. We have 100 customers leaving to go to Boston in a little bit, and all 100 of those customers are going to experience why JetBlue is so different. JetBlue is different because we not only bring the low fares, but more importantly, we bring top-notch service. We bring things like 100 channels of XM radio at every seat for free. We bring 36 channels of live TV for free. We bring the most legroom of any airline that lets Ricky and me cross our legs when we fly for free. Unlimited snacks, Slider, unlimited snacks, yes. We do not have ballpark hot dogs, but we have everything else, free. Wow. See, I knew the only chance I had of anyone here paying attention to me is if Slider was on the stage with me. Because you guys love your Slider, I'll tell you that much, which I love. But listen, what everyone in this airplane is going to see today is they're going to understand why, when they get off this plane in Boston, why JetBlue has won 10 consecutive J.D. Power Awards for Best Airline in North America. 10 years in a row. And fundamentally, you're going to see things here that you don't see. You don't see things like TV. You don't see things like other legroom. But the most important thing you're going to see is amazing customer service delivered by our 17,000 crew members, including our Cleveland crew right here, who you're going to meet in a second. Truly, the people in this part of the state are going to have experiences they've never had before. They'll have the opportunity to have these low fares and still get great service. One thing about JetBlue is it's very important to us to give back to the community. We've been partnering with an organization called First Book since 2008. When we enter a new city, we like to find schools in the community to work with First Book to try to help make the community a little bit better. Like the name implies, First Book gives children from low-income communities their very first age-appropriate book. And it's amazing how many kids don't have access to books. So we like to bring books into schools and give kids their first access. Over the years, First Book and JetBlue have provided over 500,000 books to kids, so kids can have their very first book ever. Julia Falkenstern from First Book is with us here today. Right after this flight leaves and after the Fort Lauderdale flight leaves, Julia and a bunch of JetBlue crew members are going to be going to the Paul Dunbar School in Ohio City, near downtown. It's a pre-K to grade 8 school. They're going to be donating 500 books to the school library and to the classrooms, all of which are desperately needed books. This school actually participates in an accelerated reader program. It's going to be incentivizing kids by earning points through their reading, which is a great program, and also supports a lot of JetBlue's efforts to make our communities better and specifically support youth education and literacy. Hopefully some of these people, some of the kids in this school will be the JetBlue crew members of the future. We're expected to be in Cleveland for a very, very, very long time. We want to make sure we're developing crew members very, very early. So as we said, Cleveland is our 88th destination, 88 cities, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, 88 keys in the piano. You do the math. Todd wonders why it took so long. We were holding out so you could be city number 88. If you didn't have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you would have been much earlier. But we had to be city number 88. But honestly, and I'll start with Ricky, his team, Todd especially, people from the Cleveland Partnership. So many people in this community have done so much to make sure that this day could be possible. So it has been a very long process. Todd's first visit to our office was, count it, 8 years ago. That's how long it took, but we're very excited to be here right now. The support we've gotten from the partnership, the support we've gotten from the Airport Authority has really made it instrumental. I will say I'm very happy to have a very sweet gate right here, right near security. I know that every single United customer has to walk past this gate and look longingly at what it might mean to fly an airline with outstanding customer service. So that's a great opportunity for us. I specifically want to thank from the Greater Cleveland Partnership, C. Lee Thomas and Rob Recker. I know you guys are here somewhere. Also helped us on the flight, giving out some prizes today on the flight out, who have been so helpful for us in entering Cleveland. Also Destination Cleveland, which supported the media, brought a lot of people into Cleveland from Boston and Fort Lauderdale to learn why Cleveland's such a great place to be. Most importantly, and I say this to last because it truly is the most important, I absolutely positively want to thank every JetBlue crew member who's part of providing this great service. So Stephen Baldwin, where's Stephen? Who's our general manager, the JetBlue team. Actually, I want you guys to come up here and help me. Come on up. We're going to help cut the ribbon. Wait, nobody let TSA see these scissors, please.
Marty, I will say this, if you really want to impress me with your product out there, I want to see Slider get in one of your seats with his or her legs crossed. That worked on it?
He already did.
Already did? Wow, that's impressive. Okay. You know, something like this doesn't come to fruition without the support of a lot of people, a lot of organizations. You know, we did a survey back in February, March. I think it was the Plain Dealer or Cleveland.com. One of the organizations did a survey to try to get a feel for which airline was most preferred by this market after the dehubbing. And the overwhelming choice was JetBlue. That was before we did any marketing, any enticing. We didn't do anything to try to influence that outcome. JetBlue had never operated out of this airport, but this market still had a very strong appetite for your product. And so that's a testament to how much reach you have and how impressive an operation you have. A significant part of that survey base was our business community. And so here representing the business community is Lee Thomas. Lee Thomas is the chair of the Greater Cleveland Partnership's Aviation Committee, which advises us, guides us, pushes us, harasses us sometimes about getting it right, but they are a key partner in everything we do from an air service standpoint, and we truly appreciate all of their support. He does have members of Rob, John that are here from his organization. So Lee, if you want to come up and make some comments, we appreciate it.
Great. Thanks, Rick. As most of you probably know, thank you, straighten me up a little bit. Greater Cleveland Partnership is the Chamber of Commerce for Northeast Ohio, and we're really proud with the work we've done with Ricky and his CLE team to attract JetBlue here. I think Ricky stated it right, is that this clearly was the carrier that we wanted here the most, particularly after the dehubbing of United. And that's because of the customer service they provide, it's because of the modern craft that they have that we'll be flying with and their equipment, etc. So it was really important for us to get them here. So we thank you very much. It was a lot of hard work and at quick notice to get the business community together to give the data to JetBlue to help them make their decision. Now we've got to live up to that, right? And I believe we will, because I know what this community is doing today, etc. For business travelers, JetBlue gets us to Boston and Fort Lauderdale, and also the connections they have with other carriers will help us get to Asia, Europe, etc. So I think that's a big plus for us as well, coming out of Boston. So today's inaugural flight demonstrates the quality of the airline we have here, which we should all be proud of. And once again, thank you very much. And whatever we can do to continue to help and make sure this is a successful relationship with all the parties here, we want to do it as a business community. Thank you very much. Oh, great. Thank you.
Okay. In closing, Marty, I can't thank you enough, you and your team. I truly appreciate your commitment to this market, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure this is a successful experience, a long-term successful experience. And Todd, a long-term, growing, successful experience. I know you are. But I would be remiss if I didn't thank a few people as well. Marty, you mentioned Todd Payne. Todd has been relentless about air service. I remember that first meeting he went out to, and the airlines he met with were surprised that Cleveland was even interested in obtaining new service because the city had not done outreach in the past. So Todd has been a true champion, and this is the result of a lot of your effort. But Todd is supported by other colleagues. Pat Singleton, who I believe is here somewhere, who's the head of business and development. She negotiates the leases and all that will, well, that's the reason why they have this space, is because of Pat Singleton and her team's work. And then Fred Szabo, who is the commissioner of the airport. Fred's around here somewhere as well, there he is, who handles day-to-day operations. It's the work of those three teams that really made this come to fruition, and so I want to thank them as well. We're looking so forward to working with the Jetblue family, and we're very excited. Now, the last thing we have to do is there's a cake behind you, if you haven't noticed. I've been reminded that we need to go join each other at the table and slice the cake. I don't know if we can eat it, but we can slice it. We can slice it. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Thanks for watching Around Town, only on TV 20. We are Cleveland.